Hey Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. Today's video is all about Dollar Tree decorative garden stakes. I've got this beautiful Welcome Spring Pitcher garden stake with those florals coming out of it. It's gorgeous. And then I've got this metal envelope that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to take my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint and I'm going to paint the front of this because I want to get rid of the words and pictures that are on there. And it does take several coats, especially over the parts where the words were. And there it is, all finished. I'm going to take it outside and just spray this clear glaze over the top to seal it. Now I'm just going to twist back and forth to remove the stake part of this. I only want to use the little metal decorative piece. I chose all different colors of florals and greenery, and I'm basing it on the colors that you see on the little metal garden stake. I'm going to cut the stems and I'm going to just start putting them in and arranging them the way that I think looks really pretty. That's something that you could do individually, whatever you like. These were, I think they were all Dollar Tree flowers actually. And so that was very affordable. And I want this to be very full and lush. I want it to look like flowers are just like overflowing. I think that looks beautiful. Now I'm going to start adding some greenery, and this particular greenery I got on Amazon, but of course you can find greenery at Dollar Tree or anywhere else that you shop for craft supplies. Standing underneath the lights. I'm going to take a Jenga block and I'm going to place it in the center on the bottom of that envelope so that it will make contact with the little metal garden stake decor piece. And I'm going to hot glue that on there. And then I'm going to fill in any little gaps with some more greenery. I think this is just turning out so beautiful. I'm going to add a few more flowers too because I want to make sure that all the color was showing through. And this can hang on the wall. It already has holes on the back. I just think this is turning out so beautiful. What a festive piece. This would look really pretty on a front door, almost like a wreath, if you will. Anyway, I'm so happy with it. It's probably my favorite today. You'll have to let me know what you think. Have you ever used the Dollar Tree decorative garden stakes for crafting? Let me know. I've got these beautiful flower metal garden stakes from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use 3 of them. I love the colors. They are so pretty. I've got some fairy lights from Amazon. And then I have a charger that I used in a previous video that I decided to repurpose. I'm going to take the fern colored chalk paint by Waverly and I'm just going to paint the center and a little bit around the edges. I kind of want to do a blending technique. So you'll see that in just a moment here. Once I get enough around the edges, I'll just keep going around until it looks the way I want. And then I'm going to take some yellow paint and I'm going to paint on it and just beyond it so it kind of blends together. And I just thought that would look so pretty, especially because there's gold in some of the florals and I think that just kind of accented it and I love it. I guess green and yellow makes gold. I didn't realize that till I did this. I'm going to take the fairy lights and unravel them and then I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to hot glue the little controller on the back but leave the side forward where you can replace batteries. And I already had a hanger on there from that previous DIY that I did. It was just a ribbon with hot glue and masking tape. So now I'm just going to put some masking tape to make sure that the fairy lights are secure on the back. Then I'm going to turn it over and I turned the lights on so I could see what I was doing with them. I'm going to use clear Scotch tape and just go around and put the fairy lights kind of around in a swirl design just so that they're all over and can show through the flowers in the back. So when you want to turn the lights on, you'll be able to see them. And if you don't, that's fine too. This way you can use it in the evening or during the day without the lights. Now you won't see that tape because of the way that I'm going to decorate this. So it doesn't matter. I didn't want to use masking tape just in case, but I did decide to use the clear tape. So now I'm just going to twist off those stake pieces. You just have to kind of get a good hold of it and just, twist it back and forth and they do come off. I'm going to figure out my placement where I want to put the 3 flowers. I'm going to add some hot glue on the back and put a Jenga block on the back of each one so that it will make contact with the charger plate. Otherwise, the middle wouldn't have touched at all. So you just need to do that. I'm going to add hot glue to the back of the Jenga block and start placing the flowers right where I wanted them. And I like to hold that down for a couple moments just to make sure that it has made really good contact and the glue starts to dry. Now I'm going to start adding some greenery. This is greenery that I got on Amazon. I think this is eucalyptus. And I'm just going to start adding little pieces wherever there are gaps between the flowers and in the middle. I just thought that would look so pretty. I decided not to use the metal leaves. It came on the decorative garden stake, but I thought that this greenery would make it look so much prettier. And doesn't that look wonderful? I love it. And it's so much fun because when it's nighttime, you can turn the lights on, which you'll see in the next picture. Let me know what you think of this one. I have this adorable frog garden stake. Isn't he cute? Anyway, I've also got this leaf. It's really pretty. I think it's ceramic, but it's kind of like a rough surface. I'm going to take the tag off and I'm going to twist off the metal stake that's on the frog. Just kind of push it back and forth and it slowly comes loose and then you can pull it out. I'm going to add a Jenga block because I need something for the little frog to stick on, and his little body is curved so he wouldn't have made contact with the leaf. So I'm just going to add a Jenga block to the frog and also add a Jenga block to the leaf because I needed it to be slightly taller. And then I will connect the two, and look how cute he's attached now. I've got this long grass from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to unravel it and then pull it apart and kind of cut it up with my nippers. And then I'm going to start hot gluing it down inside behind the little frog. So it's almost like he's on like a lily pad kind of thing, even though that's not technically a lily pad, but that was the look I was going for. I'm just going to add as much grass as I think would look pretty in there, and that's just individual, whatever you like. I'm going to add some other little pieces of greenery just to keep it interesting because I like the different textures and shades of the green. And these are just things I had in my stash. I always save little pieces that are left over of greenery that I didn't use because it's perfect for these kind of things where you just want to add a little touch here and there. And then on this greenery, there were some little teeny kind of yellowish flowers. And I don't know if they're like buds, but I'm going to put those here and there, again, just for some different texture and a little bit interesting look. And I thought that just filled in any little hole or gap that I felt like needed something. Now I've got these butterflies. They come on this grass from the Dollar Tree. So I cut 2 of them off some of the grass, and I'm just going to attach them as if they're flying around, kind of up on the grass. And I thought that was just such a beautiful finishing touch for this. I think this piece is turning out so cute. I'm going to take off the tag in the back and just kind of scrape off any of the sticky stuff there. And then I'm going to take a little piece of nautical rope and I'm just going to attach it to the back with hot glue. And then I'll add some masking tape over it to secure it. That way you can hang this piece, which I think it would look really, really cute, hung up either outside in the garden or if you had like a little patio area, something like that. I think this would be so cute. Perfect for spring and summer. And there he is. He's all finished. So adorable. These garden stakes are so versatile. You can do so many different things with them. What kind of ideas are you getting now that you've seen them? Because my goal is to inspire you. Let me know if you like it. Oh my gosh, check out this cute little gnome garden stake. How adorable. I was going to use this bowl that was in my stash that I had used before, but I'm going to get a clean new one. I've also got this little apple juice container and I cut off the bottom and I was going to use it for something else and I think this is going to work better. I'm going to remove the little stake by twisting it off and I'm going to take one of those plastic bowls. They come in a set from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to paint it white. You can use any white paint you want. I just happen to be using chalk paint. And I am going to cover the whole thing, only one coat. Now I'm going to take that little apple juice container. I'm also going to paint it white. I'm going to take some red acrylic paint and paint over the white paint on the bottom of the bowl. We're turning this bowl into a mushroom or toadstool, whatever you want to say, that's going to go with the little gnome. Isn't this going to be so cute? So there is that piece, and it's going to be the stem of the mushroom. And when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh. And I kind of splotched the paint on there so it looked a little rough. I didn't want it to look perfect. I'm going to take both of those pieces outside and spray them with a clear glaze to protect them. Now I'm going to put hot glue on the cap of that little apple juice container, and I'm going to place the bowl upside down right on it. And now look, we have our little mushroom or toadstool. I'm going to take the gnome, and I'm going to start bending his legs forward. because I want him to be sitting on the toadstool. So I'm going to keep bending him and placing him on top until he's like upright, because you got to get just the right angle. I'm going to use E6000 and hot glue to attach his feet right onto the toadstool or the mushroom. And I'm going to hold it there and make sure that the hot glue dries. Then I'm going to start adding greenery all around him, and you can use any greenery you want. This is greenery that I had in my stash from Amazon. I love this greenery. It's always in my Amazon store in case you're looking for something. It's just my favorite. It's got the best color and the best texture. It's actually very good quality. Now I'm going to add some on the back because I thought, well, you might see the back, and I didn't like the way that looked. So I'm just going to put a couple little pieces right where the seam is, where his body meets the top of the mushroom. And then because there's a yellow flower that he's holding, I'm going to add some cute little yellow flowers that I had in my stash right to the front, just to, give it some more color and tie the whole thing together. I thought that would look so cute. I'm also going to add some of these little blue flowers because the little gnome is wearing blue, and I thought that would also look really cute to tie it together. This is such a cute little garden piece or spring, summer piece. I really think you could put this in so many places, either in the house or outside. I think it came out adorable. You'll have to let me know what you think. I don't know why. I guess because he's holding a mushroom, that's what made me think I should make a little mushroom. I hope you like it. I have this butterfly garden stake, and at first when I did these, I didn't know the best way to take off that metal stake at the bottom, so I tried using pliers and tin snips. I've also got this piece of wood for a sign, and I've got wall decals from the Dollar Tree, but I did end up just twisting it off in the end, and that was the very best way to get it off. Now this particular little sign, it had like a leather hanger. I must have got this one at Goodwill, and it was glued on there, so I just warmed up the glue with my heat tool, and I scraped off the glue. I'm going to take my white paint on the front side. I'm just going to paint it until it looks nice and solid. 2 coats is about all it took. Now I want to put a hanger on it, so I'm going to do this little trick that a friend taught me. That's Leonette from DIY Beauty on Purpose. If you don't know her, you should definitely go check out her channel. Anyway, so she puts the hanging piece on the back, like so any rope, or this is nautical rope. Now I always do hot glue and masking tape on the back of mine. And then when you turn it over, she would make these big knots and just cut them and hot glue them right to the front so it looks like big knots are coming through, because you could not get those through those little holes. And I have been doing this ever since. I love this technique. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is I'm just going to make the knots, cut the ends, and hot glue it right on the front. Such a cute way to make a hanger. I love it. Now I've got the butterfly. I'm going to figure out where I want to place it on the sign. I've also got this decal that says Explore, Dream, Discover, and I just want to use the word dream, so I'm going to cut that off of this larger decal. And I decided I'm going to put it kind of across the upper right side at an angle. And I thought that would look really pretty. Then I've got these flower decals, and I'm going to cut a couple of them, and I'm just going to place them on the sign, and the butterfly is going to go over them. I love these decals. I have so many in my stash, so I'll have to do a whole video on them because I sure do need to use them. Now I'm going to take a longer piece. So I'm going to start pulling this off, but I'm not going to take it all the way off. I'll place it and then slowly pull down on the backing until I get to the bottom. And then I'll just cut off the excess. That way, if I want to save the rest of the decal, I can do that. Any piece that hung over, I'm just going to take a little nail file from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to, in a downward motion, go around and just pull off those excess pieces, and it makes a nice clean edge, which is what I like to see. So I'm going to do all the rest of them, and there it is, nice and clean. I'm going to cut out this little bee. It was on another decal that I had already used part of, and I'm going to fussy cut out the bee, and I'm going to put him on one of the flowers like he's trying to get the nectar out of the center of one of the flowers. And I thought that would look so cute. So now it's time to put some Mod Podge over it and seal the whole thing in. And then I added the butterfly off camera. I forgot to show you with a Jenga block and some hot glue. And I love this one. You'll have to let me know what you think. I think it's so fresh and pretty. Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.